the recording?
Yes, I started recording. Thank you very much.
Okay. Let's talk of what is maggot farming at first. Let's start the introduction. So maggot farming, we are saying that is the keeping of flies in order to get the protein that we need from the larva stage. I was saying on the background of maggot farming, why we need to do maggot farming, it's because of feed. As we all know that feed is the main challenge that hinders as farmers to do well in all our poultry, in all our pigs, fish, and the stuff we can name it. The main challenge that we get in terms of our production, or the main thing that costs us more, is the feed. As feed, it takes up to about 70% or more of our production cost. So we really need to look into feed. So feed, like now we are saying we have just in Zimbabwe, we have just ended the rain season, right? So you'd understand that after the rain season, the prices of the commodities like maize, it goes down. So you can buy a bucket at $3, sometimes $2.50, $4. It depends on where you are. But if you look, the price of soya, it doesn't change. So the prices of maize now is going down, but you'd realize that the prices of feed will never go down because we just have finished the rain season. No, it will remain high. Why? Because of the protein that is becoming more expensive. Because like naturally if like we are to ask here that how many farmers are able to farm, or how many farmers have managed to grow like soya, have managed to grow like any kind of protein like sunflowers, you'd find a few. But if we're talking of maize, everyone is growing maize. So the main challenge now that we get is the protein, because for us to get sorry, for us to get protein, for us to get what we call enough feed for our animals, or for us to harvest enough eggs, because eggs are protein themselves, and even the chickens, they are protein themselves. So we cannot grow a bird to maturity without the protein. But now, how many tons do we get from soya? Suppose you said, oh, I need to grow my own soya. For a hectare, you can get 2 tons on a hectare, which means 3 months for you to produce those 3 tons, which is something that you have thousands of birds, and with the 3 tons or with the 2 tons, it cannot be enough for your animals. And you need, sometimes we don't have enough space to plant both soya, maize, you can name it, for our animals. So basically what we need to do, we need an alternative cheap source of protein that we need. And also we need an alternative type of protein that we get quicker. So which is why we need to choose these maggots. So with maggots, on general, you can get approximately each fly can give you 500 grams of protein in 14 days after the eggs of age, which means let's say in 20 days you can get 500 grams from each fly. So suppose you have 1,000 flies, that is you can probably get with 1,000 flies, you can probably get about 50 kgs, or that is 5,000 flies of females, right? You can get 500 kgs of protein. That is, instead of the protein now is more or less like your concentrate. That means now you have your protein, and maize is generally cheap. It's usually the case with maize, because sheep. So let's talk of the protein and the carbohydrates. So the carbohydrates, we are saying we can take them from the maize, the sorghum, and the stuff. But with the protein now, you need a better alternative, which you are saying that the maggots. So, like I said, each fly can give you approximately 500 grams, and then with 1,000 flies, you can get from 1,000 flies, you can get 500 kgs in 20 days, which is something that is to our animals and maggot farming. Maggot farming, there are steps that you need to take note of. Point number one: when you have the flies they lay about between in the period of about 8 days, and then maybe if your management is good, they can go up to 2 weeks. That is 14 days, giving you the eggs. But see that with this period network, it seems maybe my network is poor, but maybe the recording will you'll hear the recording. I'll post it on YouTube. And another question was, how do we get the black soldier fly? What's the cost of the black soldier fly? The cost of the black soldier fly, it's for the 500 countings, they cost about $10. 500 countings, that is for now, they cost about $10. And then so I'll answer some of the questions as we go. So basically, let me just continue. Maybe probably some who are hearing what I'm saying. Maybe someone are hearing what I'm saying. It's just because our network is a bit low, is a bit poor. I'm sorry about that. So where I was saying, there are the stages that we need to follow when we're talking about maggots. So for today, I need you just to understand the life cycle of the maggots, especially with the black soldier fly. Let's start from the fly itself, or let me start from when you receive the pupa itself. So when you receive the pupa, sometimes it will be on a pre-pupa or it will be on a to store goals of hatching for those things. So probably some they are making some incubators for those, when you need to modify it, and some you can just store it at a place that can give you such kind of conditions. And then in terms of humidity, you need to play around 80% relative humidity, which is the best in terms of hatching for those things. But actually, when you are starting it at a small scale, put it in a lunch box, or if lunch box after enough feed. So the first thing when you buy your seed, the first thing you need to do is to master the production cycle, is to master the art in terms of the breeding cycle, is to need to master the cycle of the black soldier fly. So they need now to hatch. When you see now they're starting to hatch into flies, that's when you put into your larve cage. So I'll try to send the larve cage. So the larve cage, it's a bit simple. It's just a small cage that you put You need it like a net. So I'll send you some of these things. Maybe you can app me so that we can create it. So everyone who has joined this Zoom meeting, I think you need to send me a WhatsApp message so that I'll send some of the things that I'm talking about in terms of the cage and the stuff. So the cage, it costs about, the material, it costs about 75 US dollars in terms of the types of the quantity of material you need. It costs around $75 in terms of the structure. And then in terms of the cost of building the structure, you need about 30. We charge $30 to build the structure, and that are all the costs that we have. So let's not talk about cost at the moment. Let's talk about the cycle. So the cycle, like I said, it's just a small cycle. So after you have finished now the cycle of about they now hatch into flies, now you put them in your larve cage. So the main thing that most farmers go wrong is within the larve cage. What do we need in the larve cage? We need light, we need heat, we need feed. So these flies, they are too sensitive. They don't lay eggs where there is no feed. So if you don't put feed into your larve cage, you are not going to have eggs. Number two, these flies, they don't lay eggs where there is no place to hide those eggs. So they need also to hide their eggs. And number three, they also need water. So as the flies are, they survive on water. They don't eat anything. So the feed, like you all know that could you everyone, like we have all families, we have kids and the stuff. So you never leave your kids where you know that you don't where you know that if you leave your kid they won't have access to feed and the stuff, you know. So you really need that assurance that if you leave your child anywhere, you give enough feed to eat and the stuff. So that's the same concept with these flies. They need feed, they need to leave their eggs where they know that if their babies hatch, they need access to enough feed. So now if they hatch, they take about, we are saying 8 days, they'll be laying some eggs, and then you collect those eggs, you place them, you let them hatch. In about 4 or 5 days, you should have some hatchlings of the black soldier fly. So you now move them to some trays. You put more trays or you put more feeders where now they need to feed and eat. So maybe before I go a step further, is there any question so that I cannot be just waffling when you cannot hear what I'm trying to say? So let's move together, or maybe with someone, any question about what I've said so far.
Yes, thank you very much for the training, Mukoma Anis Urukubatsira, and it's very, very helpful. So thank you very much for that. Question yangu yanga iri pakuti, so on these black soldier flies, inazanda mbomachengeta. So I just wanted to understand kuti when you explain kuti paanenge akuhecha ndichizoita these movements taakumatora tichimaisa ku larve cage yacho. And how do we actually do it on a continuous cycle now? Because I'm thinking kuti apa mamwe anenge achihecha, mamwe atoma hombe, mamwe anenge akasangana. So kunyatsomanage kwacho tinozvifambisa sei? Because apa ndofunga tiri kutaura an example yekuti ndienda tanga ne 1000 andiri nawo ndochizoti 1000 aya continuously. How does that work? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Maxwell, for the question. What I can say is suppose like when you first receive your, maybe you receive your 1000, right? And then what you can do, you can split them. So you split them in maybe 2 or 3 batches, or maybe you just need the first batch you need to produce as it is, and then when you receive your first like your first outcome, they turn into flies, right? Your first batch is turn into flies, and then your maggots, and then you buy larva, egg larva, pupa, and then now you have a pupa stage, and that's when you need maybe to split, because now you have more. So for you to have a continuous supply, because the larva cage ready to find flies always. That's what I usually say. But at the first batch you can get, sometimes it becomes difficult for you could your larva cage igareni flies because maybe of the cost and the stuff, or maybe sometimes because of the art. Like I said, the first thing is you need to master the art. Like the cover part, this is stage, I need to go this, I need to go this. So first they need to master the art. So when mastering the art, like I said, the first batch what you need is multiplication, and now when you have multiplication, you can now split like the maggot. It can go up to 4 months. Like the life cycle is about 45 days, but it can go up to 4 months. Risatra mature kwita a fly, kana ma conditions are really favorable. Like for example, if the temperatures are too low, like we're approaching winter right now, it means the production of the maggot is going to be a bit low if you don't have like enough heat and light and the stuff for your babies. So they're not going to mature into flies very so fast. So that's the same concept options are there, because how do they do. So you split them, like the ones you need to hatch this week, because like we are saying, it's a 8-day life cycle for the flies only. No rara life. So you can
I think we've lost him, have we?
your flies in a weekly basis. It means now when they start hatching, and you get flies on a weekly basis, so that at the same time you can get the outcome on a weekly basis. Like you can harvest something on a weekly basis. So that's how you can do it. And then with the time, as you go on and go on and go on, you'd find out that you now need maybe more, like you have when you're starting, you retain at least 10% of what you harvest should go back to the flies. Your first cycle, almost, and then so that you have a continue of I think if I've answered your Okay, Tina says it takes 8 days of laying, then 4 of incubation. Yes, I'm saying the flies, they start laying eggs from the day you put them. They start laying so that 8 days. My flies they don't run for 8 days. I'm cage made, and that is for the next 8 days. To get in my flies. So basically, you get my black soldier fly. A fly writer laid the eggs, it dies. So that's how they do.
Just a moment. Sorry, Mr. Marwa, just a moment. We now have limited minutes for our meeting. I'm not so sure if I can make you host so that you can create another session. and you send the link. Is it possible? I'm not familiar with creating a link now, but we have limited minutes now.
I think we just saw
a message
you
saying
updated the meeting. So I think our minutes have now increased. I thought it was you, Mr. Goche, who increased our minutes. So I think I got a notification.
Okay, that's okay. That's all right. It's okay. So we can proceed. Sorry for that.
Okay, so you have managed to increase the minutes. Okay, so thank you for that. So I think pane zvandataura, any questions so far, Tichi? Pasina kunyatsokunzwisisika zvakanaka-naka. Okay, so all right, I was explaining pabvunzwa kuti is it an 8 days of laying and then 4 days of incubation? To answer that, I've said kuti malflies edu tatisusu ane a lifespan of 8 days, right? So within those 8 days, mulove cage mako ndopo unenge une maflies ako arimo within the love cage. And so mating process, it doesn't it just flies, they can be made just once. If I kana kutana kukandira mazai, within those 8 days, fly redu unenge rafa. Now, from the day that tatanga kuwana the first eggs, if all conditions are good, that is humidity and the stuff, temperature, the 4 days to 5 days, ndo panotanga kuita hatch mazai edu ayaya, which means kuti mazai edu anogona kutoti rimwe fly ratotanga kutokandira pa day 1, which means kutoti patinozo 8 kumaflies edu ari alimoko. So in the lifespan yefly redu, regardless yekuti yali ama eggs or not, that is including the males also, regardless yekuti they're mating or not, the 8 days ndo panenge achirarama. But if you need to improve, like I've saying kuti, if you need to improve kuti flies ako agare for a long time, kana kuti flies ako agare for hello, I think pane pachine umwe mubvunzo awedu ebvunzai guys. I need more questions so that I understand with maybe some of you attending this training. It's not a training though, it's a discussion. So attending this discussion, I believe you have some questions amama garamu now pertaining maggot farming, because it's not gonna be a lesson, because being a lesson data tanga from the beginning, but it's going to be a discussion so that maybe sometimes you have read or sometimes you have seen or maybe Google or sometimes, but maybe there are some concepts that you didn't understand. That's why maybe we need to clarify on those points.
So yeah, inini ndine mvunzo, but murikuita muchimbo break saka zvinogona kunge zvekutadzisa vanhu kunyatsobvunza, but anyway inini mubvunzo wangu ndewekuti most of us tokuita our chicken farming pama-backyards. Ndachida kunzwa kuti zvemaggot farming zvinoda space yakadii, zvinoita here kana uine space diki diki, kana kuti uri panogara vanhu hawazonetswe nenhunzi here. I'm just ndoda kunzwisisa. Thanks.
Okay. I think I think your question is Tomboti Uruku in a community setup like a town or what, and then Munevan Wakawanda. So we are saying the smells of what you'll be producing has affect the next doors. Actually, the black soldier fly kana tichitaura nezvewest handiti being kuti uri in a community yakazara vanhu tomboti mutown and the stuff, and then you don't want mass smells, you can feed them with the things zvisina mass smells. Like for example, you can feed your black soldier fly nezvinhu zvakaita sema-market waste. Like kuenda black soldier flies, it's also a vegetarian that you can feed from vegetables. You can go kunzvimbo dzakaita sana na chibuku kuya kuyanditi vane yaya vanoti brand pepe pavanopepeta vanoti hundi pepe pamunopepeta kana dzingave iri your maize or pamunopepeta your wheat or your barley, those things zvinobuda zviya zvimagufu zviya, that thing you can also feed them to your maggots. They can eat anything. They are actually vegetarian more than carnivorous, more than eating meat. They actually like vegetables more than meat. So you don't need to give them something that is smelly. But in the love cage now, matati chimbotaura nezvamo umo ndomo unongoisa zvinhu zviri zvatoti ma-attractant. Tikati attractant hatisutaura zvekuti tora zvinhu zviri kunhuhwa. No, attractant is sometimes these flies, they can sense the smells mamwe atinogona kutadza kusensa isusu handiti. For example, ukangotora even chicken poo and that is your attractant. You don't need, you just make it moist and the stuff. You put it in your as your attractant. You can take some things like what our elder people used to do, porridge to ferment it. It's a good attractant on its own. So you don't need to unoenda kunotora nyama yakaora, or you need to go and take my intestines and the stuff, or abattoir waste is no, you don't need actually things that are no steric when you are in a backyard, or when you are in a setup yekuti mu town or what. You don't need zvinhu zvinonhuhwa, you just need more attractant mako mea ndoma unongoita ferment, or put things like a chicken poo. It's quite a good attractant also. Munguva mango dzia, you can put mangoes. It's also a good attractant. As this is they produce my sharp smells. So you don't need my sharp smells, but what you only need is an attractant in the love cage. And the maggots themselves, they can also eat the vegetables. They are vegetarians also. So you can collect even market waste, or even the chicken poo itself, or maybe if you have some you can also give those as feed. So to feed now the maggots themselves. But with the flies panenge ari mu love cage meya hatitombodisi zvinhu zvinotombona zvoti vari pa next door vanogona kutotadza kutozwa kuti zvii zviri kuitika kwauri.
Right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that explanation. If I may also come in terms of the love cage and everything, the environment, miss part of your explanation. And maybe if you create a condition like a greenhouse, you're not going to regulate my temperatures. May you please explain if I do my plastic like a greenhouse, I'm not going to quit for my maggot farming. And also, second question is in terms of protein content. Soya, crude protein, soya meal get 42%. I'm not so sure about maggots. Maybe you've explained, but I don't get answer about what your breaker. You know, get a percentage EPA crude protein. Thank you.
Okay, let me first answer the second question. Yeah, protein. Maggots, they can go to 47 to 60% crude protein. So they actually have a higher protein. And also they have higher fat than soya. So which becomes them a bit challenging if you are doing, especially with the broilers, because with the broilers, usually you need to feed them as finisher. That's when you need to feed them. Or if you have an oil presser that you can remove the more fat within the maggots, then you can feed them to the broilers. And then on your first question, you asked about the greenhouse. Our structure of our maggot larve cage, it's actually designed to be more like a greenhouse. Our structure we make, we put a shade net and we put a clear plastic on top. So it's actually designed to have that. So it's actually, that design is for you first. Like I said, you need to master the art. So it's actually designed for you to master the art of the black soldier fly, like how it breeds. Then after that, when you now need to go like an extra mile, that's when you need to build a greenhouse. Sort of, you now need an actual greenhouse shed or an actual greenhouse shed. And then from there, you put your larve cages now. So the larve cages you put in a greenhouse, they will not be having the plastics and the stuff. Anenge angova nets only. Anenge assisting structures like the ones we sell for those who want to start, who need to learn the art. But kana wakuda produce more and more and more, wakuda like now a greenhouse. But our structure is inenge story. I think if we have Mr. Ziambe in here, Miss Ziambe, we made one in Mashingo there, which is actually a small one, and it's suitable for, it's more like a greenhouse, because a greenhouse a net and then that plastic thing. So our traps our larve cage accommodate us. But if now you need to expand it kuti rive uproduce like uri mukati and the stuff uchiita walk around, that's when paunongo wakuita a greenhouse sezvariri. And then my larve cages ako manje anenge angova manets only, anenge asisina the plastics ate tichiisa pamusoro kana tichigadzira on a small structure.
Right. Thank you very much.
Okay, yes, thank you. Any questions?
Right. Maybe a further question. Where are you available? Can we come and see probably structures? So for those who are in Harare, for example, is there a structure nearby where we can just learn physically as well?
Yeah, in Harare, you can come to Chitungwiza,
All
to
right.
Unity J Chitungwiza. We have a structure there, like I'm talking about. Yes.
All right. Thank you.
We have one that is like I was saying, that small structure. Yes.
Right.
Any other questions?
Anesu, hi. Thank you for the time.
Hi.
I sent a written question. The question was, what is the difference between this black soldier fly and Nunzi? I had been introduced to a system in Oshandisa Nunzi in the past, and then the Nunzi larva was then what we harvested. So now I'm hearing black soldier fly, and I'm thinking, what is the difference?
Okay, let me talk of the advantages of the black soldier fly over other flies that we have. Number one is if maybe let me ask you a question again. Are you keeping them in a net or in a closed area, or they are just coming from the environment and they are just laying their eggs and such kind of things?
They're coming from the environment.
Okay, actually that is a good thing if you are at a place that is far away from other household and the stuff. But the house fly in a challenge here, we all know we all learned that the house fly is a carrier for my diseases and it. So in case kana une huku, we are saying kuti isusu zvakaita sana na especially my eye problems, zvirwere zvinonyanyota my eye problems, vanana coccidiosis. A fly is also a carrier of those bacteria. That is number one. So patiri kuti isusu maflies edu, we are keeping those flies achingotendera because we are multiplying the flies. Remember, kana iri on open system, we don't harvest every fly anenge arimo. So it means kuti mamwe anenge achitobuda achidzokera in the air, mamwe achidzoka in the surface, zvichingoita zvakadaro. So at the end, kana tikangoita a disease or pakaita a disease somewhere, it means that those flies, they are capable kuti ativigire chirwere chedu kupi kumunda kunema animals edu. That is number one. So we have a lot of, in terms of the disease side. Number two, or let me compare with the black soldier fly. If you breed the black soldier fly even on an open environment, the black soldier fly, it doesn't carry diseases and it doesn't carry pathogens like what the house flies are not. So in terms of the diseases, that is the aspect. Number two, the black soldier fly, it lays more eggs than other flies. For example, the house fly, it can give you about 100, 150, maybe up to 200 eggs. But the black soldier fly, it can go up to 2,000, or it can go minimum that we are talking of 500 to 2,000 flies. That is number two. Number three, we are talking of the size of the maggot itself. So other flies, the maggot size is a bit small, that they can give you less than a gram, maybe half a gram on the stuff, and then they are also fewer. But when you're talking of the black soldier fly, we're talking of each maggot can give you approximately a gram. So with 500, a fly giving you 500 eggs of feed. Mixing the mixing ratio we use, you are just saying your animal, especially when you're talking of the mature hens or mature birds, they can eat about 30 to 50 grams of maggots per day, and then the rest you supplement with carbohydrates, the 70 grams with carbohydrates, and then maybe you need some vitamins and the stuff, maybe from moringa. We talk about the vitamins sometime. So you need about 30 grams to 50 grams. Suppose maybe let's take the 50 grams per bed per day. That is good. Each fly can be able to feed 10 birds. You see the concept with the black soldier fly. But with the house fly now, you cannot monitor such kind of things. But actually, the other alternative that you can use is that green fly, the green bomber area. You can harvest it from the environment and try to eliminate other house flies and the stuff, and only remain with those green flies. But you need to house them in especially when considering in terms of diseases, because actually sometimes unogonosha kuti ndosaka muchizona mwachiti maggots anorwarisa huku and the stuff, pandakangotanga ta maggots okuti hangu dzakatanga kurwara. But it's not the maggots, because the maggots themselves, they don't carry diseases, but it's the fly that carry my diseases. So the maggots themselves, even reko house fly, reko what, it doesn't carry much disease. Although there's a certain disease, no konzera, but it's not.
We have lost your audio, Mr. Anesu there, but he's still recording. We will pick it up from the recording. Yeah, we have lost the audio completely for the past 1 minute. Right. Komanis, may you unmute yourself? You can go ahead. You are muted.
Okay, I was saying maybe network yanga dropper, but I think I've answered the questions clearly in terms of why not the other flies. But I was saying the only advantage that we have in terms of my flies are they actually the lifespan is like the production cycle or the life cycle.
Right. You have gone off air again, but there's a question here. Maybe when you are back on air, you try to answer this one. The question is storage after harvesting. Storage after harvesting, how do you store them?
So short, said that fast. Storage after harvesting, maybe now you have harvested the maggots, right? So what you need to do for normal harvester, first, the easiest thing, them in boil die. If now you have a processor, you could processor, separate a liquid, then you process it. But
Please start again. Please start again on the topic of storage.
Okay, yeah. So on the topic of storage, I was saying, you need to first kill them. So killing them, you kill them firstly by heat. That is ukangotora mvura and it inenge boiler, or just you dip them in boiling water and it anenge atova. So when they die, akafane heat, what they do, anofuta. So it means good anenge afa. So you just need to dip them in hot water. After dipping them in hot water, and then you sun dry them. Wangomaita sun dry them, or maybe pane zvezvo dryers zviri kugadzirwa mazuva ano zvekuti chinenge chine a plastic pamusoro, and then zvinhu zvako zviri pasi, vegetable dryers, you can find them nokuti chinobva changodry chii chichitora that light handiti rezuva, and then chinenge chakahita yo sort of like to attract the light to a plastic, then tichitoma heater, then you dry them. So they just need to get dry. But if you dry them to about 12%, it will be quite good for storage. I think I'm done on storage. Any questions?
Right. It looks like people are still thinking of their questions. Let us give them a minute or so, thinking practical questions, so that we really get to know better the maggot farming. Is the black soldier fly an indigenous species, or it was imported elsewhere? In the African ndoma green bomber guy. Zvakasiyana ne green bomber.
Green bomber akatosiyana. Actually, it's believed to have come from Asia, but like I said, it's now everywhere. Even if you are thinking kuti ndoritenga kupe and this stuff, if you need to learn, you can actually not buy it, and you can trap it from the environment. But the black soldier fly is almost like zvatinoita kunyuchi zvezvarete kuti tikaseta mukoko wedu isusu, we expect kuti nyuchi dzedu dziuye, but it's not always kuti nyuchi dzedu dzichaita sei dzichauya. So it's actually kana ukaseta ma-black soldier flies, your first setting, you actually get everything. That is my green flies, my house flies, everything can come. So it's by chance that I'm saying I'm in Chitungiza, right? Ndomandre kuchengetera. But even my next doors don't know about that. So 1 or 2 flies might have escaped into the environment and they've multiplied them. And so Paninga multiply now in Zimbabwe, azara everywhere. So I can tell you if someone is in waterfalls, if someone is, they're everywhere. Like now they're everywhere, but you just need to know how to trap them from the environment. That's all you need to do. You need to know how can you trap these flies from the environment, because azara everywhere. So like, okay, let's take this lesson from tapping the black soldier fly from the environment. And so when trapping the black soldier fly from the environment, like I said, panani chimbotaura kuti mulaf cage medu meya nditi, what we need to know, tongoda kuunderstand kuti the fly redu rinoita say, number 1, fly ari kandiri pasina chikafu. That's number 1. And so what we need is the chikafu. Chikafu chandataura chiri more suitable. It's not meat yatofungidzwa kana da kutrapa black soldier fly tonotora nyama inonhuhwa stereki. No, we need especially fermented feed. And zvazvo kungotora kuti tikatora even makreshi, tikatora even upfu chaiwo chaiwo tikaufementa, and we take something that are fermented tobva taisa up. So that is number 1. And then for the volume, and then we mix nezvimwewo zvatinenge tichiwana zviri padhuze. But the main thing attract a black soldier fly is that sharp inobuda on fermented feeds. That is number 1. Number 2, pauri kuisa attractant yako, make sure kuti pane water, pane mvura padhuze. And so you put my sources of water nearby. So just kungoti kubackyard kwako, and kana kuti tomboti unogona kuenda kana kuti place kuyaka kwakaita kuchisango kunonyanyoraswa marara kuya. And obva wangoenda nekatray kako kaunenge wakaita kaattractant kako, kana kuti inongoenda a funny thing or a bucket rakaboka rekuti vanhu havanongoti achibhaketi chakaboka ichi chechine zvifermented feed zvako unongonoplace ikoko kwandiri. Number 2, tati you need water, so panofanike pane mvura padhuze. Number 3, tati ma-black soldier fly haakandiri mazai pese pese, they need to hide their eggs. So you need something that we call a lavero, an egg. Maanonzi ma-egg is panokandira ma-black soldier flies edu. So ma-egg edu hanetsi, hanimuona zvakaita cardboard box zviya zvanditi. Cardboard box mukatarisa rine paipe panoita kapattern kake kanenge meandering pattern like. And so imomo ndo munouya ma-black soldier flies edu achinonoplace ma-eggs acho imomo. So you just put those cardboard boxes inside your attractant, zvekuti achingoona kuti no pane feed panapa, they come and lay their eggs. So it's just simple to trap it in the environment, but kuti ukaita trap in the environment, you get a jungle of flies. Then from there, what harvest now, other flies and a shorter life cycle. So they probably take less time and have my flies. But the black soldier fly, it now takes the 45 days, 42 days minimum to reach it into fly. So with that now you can separate it. Paunozota house, you put them in a certain place, and then mamwe acha flies achata out in the out, and then kuti zvauri kuzosara nazvo, probably you get the black soldier fly if kana wakwanisa kuri manager one on your area yauri.
Okay,
I think
yeah, okay, so thank you very much for that useful explanation. Right, just to question the uptake of the maggots into stock feed production and feeding animals like our birds, our chickens, our pigs, for example. What's the uptake? And if someone goes Bambara achindotengesa makonye, is it the right place to, or I am just getting interested to say, in your experiences, do you go about selling like harvested maggots?
Yes, we actually do sell my harvested maggots, especially let me be honest in terms of the market here, like fly or my maggots. So if now munhu ukafunga kuti urida kuita a commercial plant handiti yekuti urida kutengesa maggots zviri known, zviri official, let me say zviri official, zvine standards and the stuff, it's like because the black soldier fly as we speak now harisati rane standards or laws that governs the black soldier fly. So when now you need to put the black soldier fly in the market and it like kuti urida kuritengesa iwewe etimbare, urida kuritengesa iwewe on a certain place pauruda kuritengesa, it means kuti rinenge rauda kutoitwa standardize. The government now inenge yauda kutopinda tozototi how is that fly, maybe the environment vanenge vauda kutopinda kuti fly racho you are housing something cheku environment, such kind of things zvinenge zvakupinda into consideration. So like now the market of the black soldier fly ndiye kungoti people are now knowing the black soldier fly because I believe kuti most of the feed companies or most of the fertilizer companies, if you know very well, it's like the government, they have some shares within them. So if the black soldier fly market increases to an extent that it becomes a threat to the feed companies, that's when you find out that the process here, the black soldier fly, each other governed. But at the moment, I'm telling you, take this opportunity to multiply the black soldier fly, feed your animals for yourself, and then for excess, people are coming. Like now, I don't know, I can't even afford to feed my own chickens, not because of that, the West Yandruktowana, it's a bit low. So now Dr. Sosa West from Chibuku, I need to find some west from Chibuku. I need more and more west. So chinotozokushotera it's west and it ndo chinotozokushotera, and because more people varungoda more maggots and more and more. So unototenga pana mwanto yotozotenga ari ma live maggots anofeeda mafish, vamwe vachitotenga ave dried. So it's not something chekuti you can go and on mbare ototanga utoti ndine maggots panapa, but actually a lot of people vari kutomatsvaga. First I remember I've been looking for the black soldier fly for quite some time, ndichiri shaiwa, and then I managed to trap it from the environment. But first it was a bit challenging. That's why ndichiti you need to master it first, because ndakati ndari trap, I remember very well ndakatrapa maggots angu bandamawana, but kulaf kejuku ndakatadza kundisira eggs. I think I got a few eggs, and then actually I made some mistakes again because the eggs are not that humidity, right? So on the humidity, I now sprayed the eggs. Let's spray then ka spray kandanako kake ka hand spray kake kakadiki kake karukushandiswa mazuva for COVID kake. So I used to spray mu live cage mangu, then given a spray my eggs angu. So my eggs akangofana nemazai huko yekuti akaenda moisture direct anoora handiti. So in terms of harvesting, that's why ndichifarira kuti shandisa macard box, so that anongohecha ega achidzika kuzasi. They don't need to get direct contact nemoisture. Anoda the humidity yemu environment, not to direct contact yemoisture. So the first thing you need to do is to master the art, and then the other things can also multiply. I say people will just come. Vanongouya vega when you're doing the maggots thing, they just come.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for this informative meeting. But I think participants, let us ask the last few questions before the meeting comes to an end. I've got thousands of questions, but I need to give others a chance.
Yeah, sure.
Right. That's fine. For interest sake, I'm a pig farmer. Those that may want manure. Sorry, let me repeat. Young end up a mute. I'm a pig farmer. Those who are not manure, I kuma love cages call or anything. You can get in touch with me. We can make arrangements that say kureina muko just after the quiet session, Manyo and Guru. I understand they could be very good. This is very interesting and exciting for me. I think I need to start soonest. I'll look for you, Nkoma Anesukuchitungwiza, so that we will continue with the learning. But the request that has been put by people there is that I should do a YouTube tutorial, and this recording, I'm going to make it available to you, and you then see how you are going to coordinate distributing to participants. Thank you very much. Anyone with a burning question? Right, it looks like there is no one with a question. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank Nkoma Anesumaroa for this informative tutorial or workshop or discussion. Let it not be the end of these tutorials. I'm sure in future to get in a better connectivity, better audios, and also making available your tutorials on YouTube, so that we'll be seeing practically when you say a love cage, you say something, a structure like a greenhouse, we would really know, visualize what it is like. So thank you very much for this informative tutorial. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So actually for our next Zoom lesson, I don't know the date, we need to talk about vermiculture, the making of fertilizer. We'll talk about it. So yeah, that's our next lesson. And then in terms of the tutorials, we have been trying to make some tutorials before, but actually we didn't have a good person that can, with YouTube, it's quite a bit complicated. If you check we have a YouTube channel that runs the Usena Solutions. If you check it, some of the videos, we are trying to see which type of quality of videos that we can make in terms of our YouTube videos, but we'll be sending more soon in terms of every agricultural aspect, especially with the organic farming space. But actually, like our Facebook page, and also you need to like our Facebook page yakanzi Usena Unique Agri Solutions, and then the YouTube channel yakanzi Usena Solutions. You must subscribe, and then set the notification bell. I think more videos are to come soon. Tine mamwe atakaita, but actually kugadzirwa zvakanaka in terms of voice and the stuff. So more are to come. So thank you guys for joining, and I hope we will learn zvakati nyanye.
And for everyone's information, a recording can only be available in 24 hours. So watch out the space in 24 hours.
Okay, and then everyone that attend this lesson, please link me on WhatsApp, so that we create so that pani mangu zvasiri kunzwika ngachiti ma-audios aso kunzwika and this stuff. Saka if you get in touch on WhatsApp, then we try to explain some of these things as zvichinyatso kubatika.
All right, thank you. Great.
Yes.
Good night and good evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Ending the meeting from this side.